Good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around the globe. It certainly is a beautiful morning to, start out and do what you intend to do today. So many times people have such grandiose ideas. The day before they say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But in actuality, do they really do it? You know, and that may be you. The day before, yes, see, you thought, well, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to do this. I'm going to start crushing my goals. I'm going to write that book. I'm going to introduce that new product or service, in my business. But then when today comes, you sit back. You sit back. And, and I know, I get it. Sometimes, things come in your life where you get discouraged or you may be facing burnout because you have tried things over and over again and nothing seems to work. But I want to encourage you today to get up and do that. They just, put some energy forth. If you just have a little bit of energy to go forth, once you go forth, I'm going to tell you, your whole attitude will change. Your whole entire attitude. And I want to, start off today with encouraging you and inspiring you that you are necessary. Your gifts, talents, and abilities are necessary. And, nobody could do it like you do it. Nobody could walk in your vision or see your vision like you see it. Nobody. Because your vision is designed for you and you alone. Sometimes people may say, well, this is not going to work and that's not going to work for you. But you have to know what's going to work for you. Because, I talked about it earlier this week about everything is by design. Everything is by design. So, and we're going to talk about today, your vision requires activation. Your vision requires activation. You started well, but what hindered you? What hindered you from walking forth into your truth? What hindered you when you were going down the right path to cause you to stop, to cause a delay? What hindered you? What really hindered you? And that's a question, that we're going to answer today. But your vision needs activation, okay? Sometimes what happens is your vision gets hidden because a lot of things occur in the day as time wasters. And wait, before I get into this, let me first introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. And that's what I do best, teaching you how to get past those struggles, how to get past not seeing your vision clearly, to maximize your potential, not stopping where you are, but giving you the fuel, igniting you to begin again or restart, whatever you call it. So that's who I am. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And like I say, our days could be filled with a lot of time wasted. Those empty spaces where you could be doing something productive, but because you don't see it or you don't have the energy to move forward into it, what happens? You just don't do anything. You don't have the energy. You don't have the motivation to move forward into your vision. And, other things, it could be poor time management. That plays a lot into our daily lives, time management. And that's something that we have to learn how to do. Have proper time management for our vision, for our goals. And I always tell you is to write your vision and make it plain. Write it down. Put it on paper. Then put your goals there. And write your plans, your strategies in order to reach those goals. Those things are very necessary when we're talking about, your vision, reaching your goals. These things are not, something that you think you should do. These are something that you must do. Things that you must do in order to move into productivity, in order to move into the activation of your goals. And as I also say, always begin your day with framing your day. Frame your day. Just don't live your life as whatever will be, will be. Frame your day, and you'll appreciate your vision much, much more because you'll begin to see the progress. You'll begin to see, things coming into play. If you do these simple steps, it's the simple things. It's not hard. It's really the simple things that could bring you the most in order to maximize your potential. Now, if you're that author out there and you have written a book, or maybe you're the aspiring author, you want to write a book, but you haven't started yet. Either way, your book is a gateway. It opens up many doors of opportunities for you. But again, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And a lot of times I talk to women who have written books, and even those who haven't written a book. But let me get to this point. The ones who have written a book, or maybe they've written 2 or 3, 4 books, maybe 5 books, or whatever. Okay, a number of books. Let's leave it that way. And I asked them, how are you doing on your books? How many have you sold this month? And they start to fidget around and say, well, and they stop and think. And your book is very important, ladies. Your book is very important, gentlemen. Whoever you are, your message is very important. And it shouldn't be, you sell a few copies, have a big book launch, you sell a few copies, and, the rest of the books, either you have ordered other copies to hand out to people, or your books are sitting around on Barnes and Nobles or Google Play or Amazon, and they're just sitting there. And for the physical books that you have, they're sitting around in boxes, deteriorating, collecting dust, pushed under something. Your message is very essential to your audience. And this is something that you have to continue to pursue if you want to maximize your potential. There are many doors of opportunities. Many doors. And it goes beyond, just the little simple things. It can open up so much more for you. I told you my story, okay? Back in 2006, when I was laid off twice back to back, through no fault of my own. It was when the housing market went bust. And I took my hobby, which was writing books, for fun. Okay? It was for fun. Or I used to use it when I used to go out and speak at these nonprofits and different places, because I wanted my audience to have something in hand where they could remember the things that I spoke about. But I used to hand them out. I didn't worry about selling them because I was too busy climbing the corporate ladder. But when, that situation came, when, that crisis came, or I say my suddenly, it was something that I had to consider. What do I have to work with? What do I have in my hands that I could turn into a financial resource? Now, mind you, I didn't think about this before. But when you have education and you have, job experience and, all of these things that you think you have going for you, and nobody's calling you back. First layoff, and then, it was weeks later before I got another job. And then I worked 7 months and got laid off again because there was a bank merger. And I would have to reapply with no guarantees of me getting that job. And I took, like I said, what was in my hands, my hobby, writing books, and I began selling my books for a profit. My friends began to see my success of writing books, my books, and selling them, putting them out there, putting them on the platform, having my book launches. And they begin to refer people to me. They begin to ask me to help them write their books. And I did. But I turned it into a business. I began to, write their books and put their books out there. And this has opened up many, many doors of opportunities for me. And it could do the same for you. How I turn a hobby into something that will bring me an increase and then open up a way to help others to bring increase into their lives. And further along, teaching other people how to do it. Giving them the motivation, giving them, teaching them giving them the motivation, teaching them the tools, the correct tools, where they don't become overwhelmed or don't waste their time or don't waste their money on things that they shouldn't be doing. So they can focus in on what's important to them. You see, that's what it's all about, y'all. You just don't ever know where your writing journey will take you or your business. Maybe you're that small business owner. You're that entrepreneur out there. And you have a business, but you never thought about writing a book that could bring you more revenue into your business. Have you ever thought about that? And revenue, you create it once and you get paid over and over for it. How does that sound? That sounds like a win-win situation. And you build from there. You build from there. But first, you have to set a solid foundation. It's a must. And it begins with your vision. It begins with you having a vision for your life, for your business, for your dream. And placing the proper tools, the proper steps, the goals, the strategies into it. And allowing it to advance you into a world that, maybe you haven't even seen yourself where you can go. But that's something that I talked about on a previous broadcast. I think it was yesterday's broadcast, because I've been breaking it down, talking about vision, talking about the reality of it, talking about how to achieve your success. And all of these tips, all of these tools are wealth building. Wealth building, you know, talking about building wealth for generations. Not only, helping other people or teaching other people through your books, your products, and services, but also for you and your family. These things are generational. And you have to begin to see things in the long term. In the long term. I talked about on Monday, vision to produce profitability. Your vision is very important. Then I talked about vision to impact your economy. That was Tuesday's broadcast. And if you like, go back and listen to these broadcasts, because it's very enlightening to help you to maximize your potential. And on Wednesday, I talked about granting access to achievement. Very, very powerful. To grant access to achieve your goals. And then yesterday, I talked about vision to achieve results. Why do you need that vision in order to achieve those results? And today, I'm talking about your vision requires activation. Your vision requires activation. Let me ask you this question. This is something that maybe you're thinking about, because maybe you find yourself stuck in a situation. But I hope that, you have pen and paper ready to jot down some notes, so you could begin to format a strategy that you need to move you from where you are to where you desire to go. The question you may be asking yourself is, will my confidence come back? Will my confidence come back? And I want to tell you, yes, it can. And yes, it will. If you sit back and, draft the plan with your goals in mind in order to reach that plan. It's very important, y'all. And I'm going to move into the first talking point. The first talking point is useful strategies. You have to begin to reevaluate the strategies that are not producing or has slow movement and replace them. Simple as that. Replace them. What strategies that you have that aren't working? You got to begin to evaluate these things. It's okay to, redo some things. It's okay to re-strategize some things. I'm trying to get my blouse straight because it seems like it's going one way. Okay. Useful strategies. Very, very important. You have to look at this thing in a different manner and look at it with intent. If something's not working, simply get rid of it. It's simple as that. You don't need it to hold you back or complicate your journey. And that's whether or not it's a book writing journey or you have a business. It doesn't matter. Even for life in general, y'all, you just can't continue to live a mediocre life. Add some, excitement in your life. Have some goals for your life. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your journey. Enjoy your life. You shouldn't be stressing out. Stress leads to many things. But, if you do the proper things that you have to do, you'll enjoy it. And maybe that's the reason why you haven't, been activated to move into your vision, because maybe you're not enjoying it. But then I asked the question yesterday, is your vision for you? Is that really your vision? Or are you trying to fulfill something that somebody else, a vision that someone else has for you? These are some things that you should think about. You know what? Time has changed, y'all. So you have to look at what's relevant for this time and for your vision. You can't continue to do the same things that you did last year or the year before or in 2015 or 2019 or whatever, okay? You can no longer do those things. And let me even break it down even closer. Not even the same things that you did in January of this year. You have to see what's working for you and use those tools. And if you can't see for some reason, what's relevant now for this time, just look at what Facebook is doing. Look at what Instagram is doing. Same company. Okay. Look at, the platforms, the LinkedIn platform. Look at Amazon. Look at different ones. And, begin to see what they are doing. Because I'm going to tell you, there's clues right there in front of you. But you have to pay attention. And if you look and see what they are doing and how they are doing it, well, now you can pattern your strategies to fit accordingly. Okay? The way that the algorithms are, they constantly change. So the strategies that you used to use to interact with your clients or to reach clients, let's say last year, is no longer relevant for this year. So you shouldn't be discouraged. You shouldn't be, overwhelmed. All you need to do is shift your strategies by what you are seeing the big boys do. Simple as that. Simple as that. We're talking about your vision requires activation. Just don't sit back and allow your vision to die. Activate it. Shift that strategy. Shift the way that you're doing things, the way that you're presenting things. Whether it's you're on a book writing journey or whether you have a business, it doesn't matter. Shift those strategies, and you'll see it'll make a whole lot of difference, a big difference. Okay. Here's another one. Speak to your vision. You have to speak to your vision by bringing life to it. Okay? I speak to my vision every day. Before I get online, before I come on these live streams, I'm framing my day. I'm framing my day. So it doesn't matter, what I see naturally, because I have seen my future. So I'm speaking according to my future. You have to speak to your vision. Bring life to it. Because you and your vision are one. You and your purpose, you have a purpose here. You have a purpose, and you have to find your purpose. You have to sit back and write down your purpose. It's very important to speak to your vision. And in that, you'll have that connection. So it doesn't matter what you naturally see. You've already seen it in the future. And you're aiming for that goal. And you're speaking it into existence. You're calling those things that are not as though they are. Okay? Because they are. Because you've seen it. You've seen it. And that was yesterday's broadcast talking about, You already seen it. So now you have a pathway. You have a pathway to walk. Every live stream that I do, every conference that I do, whether it's in person or virtual, I've already seen it. So I know when something's out of place or something's not working. And I'm able to quickly shift that. Okay? Vision is powerful, y'all, if you know how to work it. If you know how to work your vision, your imagination is very powerful. I always say, frame your day. Because it's not saying that something won't try to invade your day or encroach upon your day, but you'll know how to handle it. You just won't let it just remain there. You'll know how to shift things. You'll know how to overcome things. You just won't let it, just cause things to fall apart. You have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. So speak to your vision and make a habit of prioritizing your dream. Make that a habit. There's things that need to be done in order to move the needle in your business or on your book writing journey. So you have to begin to prioritize things instead of allowing time wasters and, different things that are not important consume your day when you could be productive and profitable. You have to learn to stick to a plan. You have to learn to discipline yourself. And, not being so quick to move out of focus or move from your pathway, no matter what it looks like. If you have that plan and you have that vision, follow it. No matter what comes or what goes. This is a very important tool I love using, okay? A vision board. And y'all have heard of this, a vision board. Vision board is very powerful, okay? Because now you're seeing yourself, your dreams, your goal on this board, whatever that is. And now you're taking your journal and you're writing your goals and you're writing your plans, you're writing your strategies in order to achieve that ultimate goal. And, you're speaking to it. You're activating it. Because otherwise, it's just going to lie dormant, lying dormant. And that's what may have happened to some of you. Your dreams are lying dormant because you haven't activated them. And you're in a place, you're in a situation where, you know that there's more for you, but you just don't know how to get there. Now, I'm going to go back and tell you, that layoff was the best thing that could ever happen for me and happen to me, y'all. Let me tell you, because as I was, working that job, and I'm not coming against jobs, okay? But this is for me. Now, you got to find yourself here, okay? You got to find yourself. The point I'm trying to make is I used to go to the bathroom often, and it wasn't because I had to use the bathroom. I would go there and cry and say, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here. I wasn't satisfied. I felt like there was something more for me, but I didn't know what it was. I really, really didn't know. Now, mind you, the money was good. The bonuses were good. The perks were good. All of that was good. You see, that's why it's more than money, y'all. That's why it's more than money. You can never focus on money. You have to focus on your purpose. You have to focus on what's important to you, your purpose in life. And being that problem solver, whose problems can you solve? Your audience. That's what's important. So, like I said, when I came out of that thing and looking back, this is the happiest times in my life. Me serving my audience instead of me being stuck in a place where I thought I should be. Because my family's business was real estate, buying and selling real estate. And I had my hands in all sorts of different things that involved real estate. I've sold real estate. I've worked mortgages. I own property. I've renovated property. There's different things, that I thought that I should be doing. But that wasn't my purpose in life. I worked for the new home builder. I worked for account executives with their brokers in order to get their product sold or their property sold on the commercial side. I've done residential and commercial. And I knew it back to back. But that wasn't my purpose. It wasn't my purpose in life. So sometimes you have to go back and see what's your purpose in life. What truly makes your heart palpitate? Whose problems are you called to serve? What are you doing that comes so easily to you? That people always ask you for advice. I want you to think about that. Your vision requires activation, but it has to be the right vision or it'll get you nowhere. Okay? And it's okay using fresh strategies because if you're in a dormant place where things are not moving and you say, well, this is my purpose, this is my purpose in life, begin to use those fresh strategies. Okay? Don't continue using strategies that's not getting you anywhere. Can't do the same thing over and over if it's not bringing you any results. Here's our next one. Move with expectancy. Expect to receive what you desire. You have to expect. You just can't just move through life without expecting something in return. How miserable is that? Just constantly moving forward and not expecting anything. And that goes from a bad mindset. Like I talk about on this program. You hear these things as you were growing up in your formative years. You think about things that authority figures have told you. But you have to go back and find out what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes that requires relearning things the correct way. Because a lot of things that we may have been told as growing up was not true. It was just something that was passed on. And so if you hear it over and over and over again, you'll assume that it's true because you heard it many, many times. But that's not necessarily the case. Okay? What's truth and what's false? Okay? You may have been told just to continue to give and don't expect nothing in return. This is your vision. You have to move with expectancy. If you're moving toward achieving your goals, expect to have a profitable return. And like I said, sometimes it's your strategies. that's out of whack. Sometimes it's not your vision. Okay? Always move with expectancy that you're going to receive a return, that your business, your product, your services, your book is going to bring you a profit. And if something's not bringing you a profit and you're working hard at it, go back to the drawing board and reassess the entire situation. But you have to see that vision. That's why I say go back to Monday's broadcast, Monday through Thursday, and watch these episodes. And it will enlighten your understanding to bring the entire topic together of vision for your business. It's very, very powerful. Everything requires action. Everything. You just can't sit back and think it's going to fall into your laps. It won't work. You have to move toward it. As you're moving toward it, it's coming toward you. And it should be a meeting right there. Just like opportunities, y'all. You have to be ready for opportunities. You can't hurry to get ready. You have to be ready because opportunities are passing you each and every day. They're passing all of us. Now, do we recognize those opportunities? Are we in the right place in order to see them? And then are we able to receive them? That means, are we prepared? Or is it a thing of overwhelm because we weren't prepared? Now we got to hurry up to run to get ready in order to meet that opportunity. And now it's too late because an opportunity just passed by. Or now you find yourself overwhelmed and stressed out and you just let it go by. You say it's not worth it. But your dream, your vision is worth it. And it's worth every step of the way. Okay, you just have to work that vision. Work it. Here's another one. You have to believe. If you don't believe in yourself, who do you think is going to believe in you? You know, who do you think? Why do you believe? Why do you believe? Because you've seen it plainly. I told you about it. You've seen the end from the beginning. You see it. Okay? Now you can walk toward it. Now, you see, when you see something, you're walking, your steps are different. Your speech is different. Your actions toward it is different. Your confidence is different. Your boldness is different. You know, you're not just struggling along or, taking your time walking toward, you're walking with expectation because you've seen it. You believe it. You see that it's possible. You see, when you see it, you see that it's possible. It's no longer an impossibility. It's no longer a what if. It's a I know. I know it can be done. I know it is already done. And I'm moving along my path. Now you begin to craft out those things in order to reach that ultimate goal. Your strategies become more concise. They become, more direct. They become more detailed because you believe it, because you've seen it. It's a difference, y'all. It's a difference. It's a glimpse of your future. You have to have a glimpse of your future. That's why you don't have time to sit there and daydream about nothing or sit there and just have random thoughts just running through your mind. You have to get hold of your mind and, reset your mind and train your mind. Because your mind will just run away with things and, thoughts that is so crazy at times. And have you ever just sat back and said, why am I thinking this? And you've been sitting there and you've been thinking about it for 30 minutes. And not only thinking about it, you've been visualizing that thing where you could have been thinking about your dream and visualize your dream and seeing your future self. in that opportunity that your book has opened for you, those opportunities, let me say opportunities, that book has opened for you, or that business has opened for you. Because there's progressions in this. There's layers, there's different steps, higher heights and deeper depths. I'm gonna tell you, delays will come, y'all. Delays will come. Okay, delays will come. Now, the whole world went on a delay in 2020. Delays will come. But what happens when delays come? This is the time for redirection. Okay? If something comes to throw you a curveball, you get there, you're looking at your vision, you're looking at your goals, you're looking at your plans, you're looking at your strategy. Now this is the time for redirection. Just like with me, when the housing market went bust. That was a redirection for me. Okay? A redirection. Even though, y'all, I'm going to tell you, I was crushed, fell into depression and different things of that nature because I couldn't understand why nobody was calling me. My bills were getting high. I've never had bill collectors call me because I always paid my bills on time and before time. Now I have to make arrangements to pay my bills. Okay? That really bothered me because when I give somebody my word, I give them my word. This had never happened to me. So this was a redirection. I didn't sit there. I was just like I was putting in my resumes in the morning and in the afternoon, because nobody called me back. I was sitting there crying, but I kept doing it. Okay. I kept putting in my resumes. I kept trying. I kept pushing forward. Okay. Till it came to that point, got another job. It happened again. Am I going to sit here and just, go back through that same thing? No. What do I have in my hands? What do I have in my hands? Then I begin to see things, okay? When I actually saw my purpose, when I actually saw the plan for my life, I had something in my hands that I could bring forth, generate a revenue that I could create once and receive revenue over and over again. Okay? But you have to believe it. Delays will come. But instead of stepping into the same old methods and strategies, pivot. How many of you had to pivot in 2020 because your job was no longer there or something happened? You had to pivot. Let me tell you, if I had not been in place, I'm going to tell you, 2020 was a very good year for me. 2021, all of these during the pandemic. But if I hadn't been in place, just think of the revenue I would have not seen. If I, back in 2006, 2007, had said, well, I'm just going to go get another job and not really look and see what I had to work with personally inside of me, those treasures, those gems, like each and every one of you have, I would have missed out on all of that. I would have missed out on all of that to maximize my potential. So this is what I'm saying. You have to believe that you have something inside of you that will generate that revenue that you need. Your vision requires activation. You got to be further along, okay, into your next steps and your deeper depths. It's going to bring you further along. Don't be afraid to pivot, y'all. Some of you may be stuck in that situation right now. Don't be afraid to pivot. Just think of all the knowledge you have. Think of all the expertise you have. Think of all of the meetings you've been to, all of the conferences you've been to. And sure, you might be saying, oh, that was so boring. But think of all that knowledge you have that's in your memory bank for such a time as this, that you could help somebody else come out of their situation. But you have to believe it, y'all. You have to believe in it. Let's bring you to the last one. Your audience needs you, okay? Your audience needs you. They're waiting for you. Because I'm going to tell you, people are struggling. They're struggling out there. They need to hear from you. They need help. And, they seek the help of those who care. Okay? And you have to really care about people. You have to see yourself as that problem solver. You can't see yourself as, oh, how much money I could get. Okay? And just say, if I do this, I do that. Let me count my dollars over here. Let me see, how many how many people I need in order to make these dollars happen. Practice serving people, and the money will come. Now, I'm not saying that, you don't have those plans, those goals, saying, how many products you have to sell in order to, reach the particular goal. I'm not saying that. But if that's all your focus is on money instead of your focus being on serving people, okay, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss something because, it will come out that's what you're in it for. You're only in it for the money. And you've heard people say that, okay? They're only in it for the money. You can't be only in it for the money. You have to be concerned about people. Your audience needs you. And once you understand that, money will never be a problem. Money will never be a problem if you serve your audience and serve your audience well. Because I say, people are struggling out there. They're struggling in their minds. They're struggling in their production. They're struggling in their relationships. They're struggling in their understanding. You can't assume that everybody knows just what you know. Okay? You can't assume that. You have to be there for them. You may not be the voice for everybody, but you're the voice for somebody's. Okay? There are people that's waiting on your voice. They're waiting on your voice. But your vision requires activation. You can no longer just sit on the sideline and say, I'll get to it one day. I'll get to it one day. Because when you say that, you're not maximizing your potential. You're not. You're just staying mediocre. And this is your season to win. This is a winning season. You have to make up in your mind that this is my winning season. Any day could be January 1st. Okay? January 1st is usually the day when people just put forth their resolutions for the year and say, well, I'm going to be better this year than I was last year. Well, you know what? You could decide that any day of the week. It's your decision. When you make a decision that allows for no turning back and say, from now on, I'm going forward, I'm going to activate my vision. I'm going to be serious about showing up for my audience to answer those questions that my audience is asking, to be there for them, to be that expert in my field, to put my best foot forward. Okay? Now, that's your January 1st. Now you're calling yourself accountable. Because I'm going to tell you, and especially ladies, okay, because that's basically my audience, ladies. You have value. You have worth. You are not your situation. You are not your circumstances. You're not any of those things. So don't base your life on what happened to you. That was something that just happened to you, okay? But now you're moving forward. You can't just stew there. And, I'm sensitive to different things that happen to people because some things have happened to me that has not been pleasant. Okay. But I did not remain there. I'm not reliving that past, those past hurts, those past pains. What I am doing is helping people to move forward from those things. Okay. To begin to see their value, to begin to see their worth, to begin to see themselves as a human being that has wisdom, that has knowledge, that has a brain to think that good things are for them and not just happens for other people. Okay? I see the good in people. I don't look for the bad. And the bad may be there, but I look for the good in people because I believe that everybody has something good. Everybody has worth. Everybody has value. But a lot of times what happens is they cover it up. They cover it up. They hide behind it because they're trying to protect their hearts. But you have a vision, and it requires it to be activated. You have to see it, y'all, before you see it, or you'll never see it. Okay? You have to see it. So begin to see what you can't see right now for yourself. And that starts with getting to know who you truly are. Who are you? Who are you? I hope that what I have shared with you has loosed you and allow you all those apprehensions, has loosed those apprehensions from you, has loosed that blindness from you, has loosed that misunderstanding yourself from you, has loosed that confusion from you, and allow you to move forward into your next, into your greatness, into maximizing your potential, into seeing your value, your treasures, your gems, into seeing yourself as a problem solver and not a problem. So I hope that, what I have shared with you has done those things for you, has ignited a fire inside of you to move forward, because this is your time to move into your greatness. This is a time for you to move into a season of, of greatness, of great wealth, of great transformation, of great camaraderie with your purposeful collaborations. Because, it's not a one-man show. It certainly is not a one-man show. It's about collaborations according to purpose. So who can you get together with to move you forward into life, to move you forward into your vision? Begin to think about that. Whether you're that author, whether you're that aspiring author, or whether you're that small business, you're that entrepreneur over there that's sitting back, just sitting there struggling. You don't have to struggle anymore. You just have to do it a different way. So go back to the drawing board and go back to your vision, your plans, your goals, your strategies, and begin to reevaluate that thing. Begin to see yourself in a different way. Okay, it's okay to get rid of things that aren't working. It's okay to get rid of things that coming to boggle up your day. It's okay to get rid of the time wasters in your mind, those vain imaginations, those things that's not moving you toward your ultimate goal. It's okay. Okay, and you shouldn't feel, bad about it, because this is your season for greatness. And with that being said, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me today on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I hope these nuggets has brought value to you. And I wish that you go back and listen to all of the broadcasts since Monday, and you'll see where it ties in perfectly to move you to the next level in your life. And, for those of you who would like to join me on a Zoom meeting, you could schedule a complimentary 15-minute Zoom meeting with me. And you could go to that by going to my calendar. I have that information on the screen. It's the calendar.com, Keys to Wealth Building, because I believe that there's wealth inside of you, not only for you, but for generations to come. And also the nuggets, the knowledge that you bring to your audience, it's a twofold thing. It will help them also. So it's for everybody, okay? It's not just for one, but it's for everybody. Everybody can win, both you and your audience. So with that being said, I look forward to you the next time joining me here on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And I hope you have a terrific weekend. But I want you to remember this. Remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. Have a great rest of your day.